Yes. I remember that like the three of you fights. Again, thank you all for being here. Just wanted to say it's congratulations to you all as an association. I believe it's our first big event in the new building, or kind of the annex of the new building. So we're excited to have this beautiful group here today to look around. The actual building will be unlocked. There probably is unlocked at this point, so feel free. After we finish the business session this morning, we'll welcome you to take a walk through the building at any point today and kind of take a look at where things are and what's to come. We will have a little bit more explanation a little bit later to the morning on the visual aids over here. Just your rough, I guess, rough ideas, architectural designs of what the new building is going to look like. We'll put together these out that are really going to dive into that and look at that space, look at this deep plan to move that forward in the best way we can. I want to start out just kind of at the enterprise and recognizing a few guests that are here with us this morning. I want to start with the past presidents of the association. I'm not going to let you stand, the older crowd. Well, I can say that because my dad's one of us. I don't know where he's at. He's probably one of us somewhere. There he is. I call it happy shows but anyway, thank you all. Appreciate all the past persons being here today. It's good to integrate you in with the group and everything that you've done over the years to get the association where it is today. So thank you again for happy to host. I'm going to let Serena introduce a few of her guests that are here this morning with her.
We was often with the sale and watching the fashion and several other things for us. So for this year, so there's some good faces over the last year that they can say the adult youth here, and of course we got prominent with us, so we're so excited. Danielle's here in the corner, right here. Where's Taylor? Not there. So that came probably the third of us. Okay, Copeland first, so we're excited to have him and for it. So thank you all for being here. We're very thankful to having this argument. Eric State.
Thank you, Zaria. Thank you to all the partners that she recognized. We did your review about you. We want to recognize Cindy and Amy. Thank you for all that you do for us legislatively. It's the fire service. I need to not be without your support here and that's saying. There's what Chief Stewart can also do inside today.
Cheers. Come on, hot.
The last one is kind of in the back corner here, Tony Dix, the coach for today. Thank you, Tony. Definitely looking forward to a good meal and a good lunch here shortly. As the morning drags on, or if you need to kind of sneak out for a second, there's hot chocolate and coffee in the other room. There's some drinks over here where free is standing. Of course, the restrooms, men's restrooms over on the other side, kind of around the corner, and then the restrooms right here on this side. So feel free to get up and move out if you need to in the next little bit. If we need to kind of keep this short, I'm going to kind of open it up for committee reports as needed. Rather than maybe with full list, but I know a few of you have some things that we want to discuss for bringing up just kind of give that by so. Billy, I know you got something he can call you out, but I'll let you pick off.
I'm just going to be calling it. Now, just real quick, I did send the committee members that checked the time to the strategic plan, the report yesterday. So please start looking over that. Once I get I'll clear some group that the online form is available, that they can send out to you and you to fill out online. So please start with that as we start preparing for January to do this plan review of January. I did, sorry.
Thank you. And just to tag on what Billy's talking about, most of you know January 22nd and 24th was fire service improvement, and we've also taken our strategic plan or street plan, combine that in, so we're reviewing it tonight. So fire service improvement, that way we can help strategic plan. So there's actually send those details out to you soon. That way everybody's aware of what's going on later in the inlet. Also, Joe will present Asha update there, so we'll have a couple hours kind of digging into the details of all of the Asha updates and projects involved in that. So looking forward to you guys February. Next, I think Chief Algiano Gazette.
Two things. I apologize. I was not glad meeting. I was out down in the world. Got a lot of those. I could easily walked out 10 years ago. Two things. We did have a foundation meeting here, probably about 3 weeks ago, and two things came out of that meeting. About 4 or 5 months ago, I brought this to committee that we had met with Fabric Federal Credit Union about being a partner on student foundations and order to get funded as equity, and now I have to go back to get that in the form of a motion to bring that with me. That group unanimously approved that and would like the executive committee to approve us being a partner with Fabric. As y'all know, we currently are a partner with CCM, but we don't feel like this will overlap with a kind of cover two different areas of the state. There's not much overlap with communities. There's CCM really is not in the farm for Greenville. I know that CCM Greer, and there's one down in the coast that to work with me. Found if we want to go to this one video, Rossio, Lancaster, Cherokee, not that area. So the last two basic partners is spread out what help us just to them. So I'm ready to let you act about real progress. So the how about other.
I'll ask for motion and cameras.
Much to approve.
It's a second.
And the second was any further discussion? No discussion, we'll do a vote. We'll call it. Jesse Davis, Mike Gorkin, Eric Edsik, Ross, yeah, Lady. Then wearing and running, you guys are both not here today. Harry Sheriff,
Yes.
right, the best people. Aye. Eric Ferris, I'm here, Jim Billy. That's nice.
Thank y'all. It was Dick Gregory that take care of it all on the team. Thank y'all for that. Second thing, the good news. We as a foundation is involving with Jay Bruner. And Jay several years ago was both on that way. There was some stuff that they looked at account and a group of individuals out here who managed that account. They really know what to do with it, so it kind of seems their eye and it. So we worked out a deal with Jay. Jay has sent that money to the foundation. We have currently working with CCN Investment, waiting on the document to be signed. Hopefully this week, if not next, where we are making a eventual scholarship about water in most aid that would go on forever. We built about $18,000 claim from the foundation, so another about to get it $25,000 with CCN advice. They fell out very easily. They can make enough money to that scholarship will be from now on and must name. So that's number one. We're excited about that and thinking about is the foundation to give us one more scholarship. The second thing is the foundation felt like we were financially to a place to where our goal has been to give all of our scholarship legal schedule. And we determined we are out of the financing position where we could take one of our current money we just out of the lane here. Our budget where we took $25,000 out in the Lewis Area scholarship is also going to be that those two will be funded 100%. And when we use the emphasis brought out those applicators from scholarship every year. So those are starting in July. Both of them start July 2027 of Lewis Area to see issues. I just want to let y'all know that for a side about that. Over this next to get all of our stuff that in the future. So just want to bring up y'all meeting for all the coverage.
Thanks to their committee's work on that. That's great. Kind of scholarships. They got make some new stuff. So any other committee reports, any other information, I share some grateful.
I'll be quick. The only thing I'd like to say is Training Officer Academy. We sent out a survey. So you as fire chiefs, you as training officer, and if you know your training officer, please encourage them to fill out the survey so we can get those back, and then it'll kind of give us the direction for the committee, the work we moving forward. So other than that, everybody's good.
Thank you, sir.
Great. Let's talk about
Any other committee reports?
This building, right now is obviously the one that we wanted to use, make it a little easier, a little closer knit, and we can sit around and talk. This building will eventually become an area where we will sort all the heritage stuff and start cataloging and organizing all that. We have to start that sometime in January. Eventually we hope to turn this into a place that we can store our trailers, our equipment, maintain all of the last trailers, keep making sure everything's ready to go in the moment, and have it under shelter here for, on our property. And it also free up space at State Fire. They can do their space with our 6 trailers I think we have. So we can get it all in one house. That's what we're looking forward to. This building is about 5,400 square feet. It's just under the size of the building we're currently in, for your perspective. We're about 65 square feet. So here's some pictures we've got. We'll start with this one right here. This is the side plan. We'll pull it out. This is the future side plan. Here we can see. As you can see, we're in this building back here. You drove through it around the property. Got a chance to look at everything, kind of get a view of what the outside of the building looks like. The idea, Reverend Chief, we're going to talk about that later this afternoon. We want to tell the story of the busted plug. For you guys to know what the busted plug is, it's a 40-foot fire hydrant that's set in the middle of the city of Columbia. It was owned by a bank parking lot. They wanted to get rid of it. They gave it to the city. I think they gave them like $40,000 to move this big fire hydrant. So the city moved it. Wasn't sure what they wanted to do with it. It's been sitting in a field, just waiting for a space. They're looking at where they can put it in the city. They don't have any definitive plans. The last time I heard, we're trying to get a meeting with Ms. Wilson, the city manager, and the mayor, Rickman, to talk about the bust plug. 2 things. One is we want to tell them a story. That hydrant is done by an artist known as Blue Scott. He's an international artist. His father was Jesse Johnson, the first fire marshal. He started out as an orphan and was called by the local fire chief in Columbia, Chief Marsh. And instead of turning him into the juvenile detention center, decided he was going to work it off at the fire station. He later hired him as a firefighter. He promoted to the county chief of Columbia Fire Department, went on to be their first fire inspector, went to the state of South Carolina, and I'll give a very brief story. Went on to the state of South Carolina and became the state fire marshal. And with his leadership, today we have state fire, our mobilization, USAR, all that came because of what his leadership was and how we got started with state fire. So we want to talk to them about the hydrant and tell them that story because it's important that wherever that hydrant lands, that story gets told. He is one of our cornerstones. As Carter preaches and teaches through our fire officer academy, he's one of the 4 cornerstones of this organization, of the state fire service. If they can't find a place for it, we got a spot. We would love to have it here and love for it to be part of the history and be part of our heritage. So that's what that is. And if you can visualize when you came in, there was a little small parking lot on top of the hill. We push that fence out and incorporate that fire hydrant or something up here if we don't get that. Flagpoles stay where they are, but anyway, this is the existing building. There'll be some doors cut in that we can move trucks in and out. To give you some perspective, when we laid out a building about 2023, Joe, I think is when we sat down with Stuart Cooper Renewal. We were thinking if we could get 7,000 square feet for a museum heritage center, that would be awesome. Well, this plan is going to give us a whole lot more than that. But that whole bottom floor, all done here, this will be a doorway area for the fire trucks in. So Rick, let's switch around. Let's go with this one here. As you can see here, this is kind of the draft. Nothing is set in stone. We've got a lot of work to do before we lock it down. But this is kind of a draft idea that the architects threw together for these types of presentations. This is the first floor. This first floor is part of the foundation. This is the foundation. They're basically overseeing this first floor. The reason for that is you've got to have a way for people to donate and be able to, always heard it. But we talk about 6,700 square feet, 7,000 acre. Now, also, this is probably close to about 13,000. So we've doubled that space that we dreamed about. We now have the option to make it larger. This is the Heritage Center. The foundation is going to oversee that. It's the 501c3, so it's going to help us with tax write-off. On this side would be all Heritage Center, it would be all museum, multiple fire trucks, multiple displays. Partnering agencies already going to help us with this area. Heritage Center will be working through their committee up to the foundation, to the executive committee as we go forward with this part of the project. The center, you'll see when you go and walk through the building, there's a guard shack in there now. You can imagine this in your head, that will be wiped out. There'll be some sort of a staircase. And then Chief DeJohn was one that said, "Be great for a staircase right here." And you're right, that was a perfect idea. Some sort of a staircase that leads to the second floor. Also, then inviting entrance for everybody to say, "Wow, look, this is finally come to be." We've got a lot of plans for that. We've got some friends that we're talking to already that family members with Lewis Barron would love to have recognize and see who started this organization and who was kind of the father of the state park. On the other side, you see 3 training rooms. They have track walls in it. Those rooms will hold roughly built the way we anticipate. That'll be a total of about a 500-person auditorium classroom. We got nowhere else in this area that can seat 500 people without going to the convention center or something like that and paying it on the way. We've got all kinds of people that are friends of ours, like-size partnerships, that are just grooving over the fact that firefighters are going to have a place that they can actually use to be able to do education of their people and their community, fire departments included. We want a full kitchen in the back. If you've ever been part of this organization, we had to listen to Ashley talk about the cost of food and tea. $45 a gallon for tea and coffee is crazy. We now have the capability of bringing in-house some sort of our own caterer to do our own food and save us a lot of money and also be more attractive to other people that like to use the community. That's the first floor. That's kind of a snapshot of what that bottom floor would look like. And we are excited to see this. So keep on rolling with it. Upstairs, this is kind of our leadership. This is where you guys would operate off of, staff would operate off of, our creative team would be. We, like I said earlier, we're currently in a building that's right around 7,000 square feet. This would give us well over 12,000 square feet of space for growth in the current status that we're doing now. Our idea is one of these areas, we're having an area for what I call imagination station, where our marketing group and our communications group and her team just to be creative and do some crazy stuff and take us to the next level as an association. Also gives us an area to get a bigger boardroom. Right now, if we have this group for those folks who are visiting, if we have just our core group and everybody shows up, we're basically slam full, bringing office chairs in just to be able to get people in the room. We'll probably consider overcrowded in that room, to be honest. So we want a bigger boardroom that's just going to fit the needs of the executive committee and leadership team. We also want breakout boardrooms. There's no reason we can have 3 or 4 meetings going on at the same time here. And that's what our hope is. It gives us a lot of possibilities. This space here, we don't know yet. It's for future growth. It could be for a like-type partner that would like to have some rental space for offices. We could do all kinds of things with that. We just want to be very careful when we start getting into something that makes a profit, how that's reflected on our books. It's not something the association wants to be involved in, but it may be something we can work out through the foundation if this becomes a foundation space too, and then they can do some things with it as far as donational space, donation money for space. I don't know, you don't know. We're thinking about talking. That's kind of the idea of the building floor plan. We haven't gotten the details about offices, where it would be. We have been discussing as a staff, maybe we make recommendations to the design team when we get to that point of We just need to look, see is it on this side of the building or this side of the building. You're in an answer's office at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon in our current building, you'll die. You get sunburned there so hot. You've got like 510 on the window or something. Anyway, we want to be on the other side of the building because of the weather and the sun. We want to be on the other side of the building because it gives us a better view of the more of the entry area, so we're not keeping an eye on what's coming and going. So a lot of things we got to consider, I think, are complicated. We're not going to talk about it. So that's kind of just empty space right now, not something that we have any idea of what we're going to do with it at this point. All right, so that's kind of that. But that brings us to this. We asked the architects, give us something that we could go out and kind of say, hey, here's what we think we want it to look like. If you can kind of vision when you came in and saw the flagpole, we want something that delineates you're coming into a really important place. This is a place that we want people to see what many of us have spent our lives doing, and many before us. So we want to show something here so that they put some sort of a memorial wall to give you something visual as you come in. As you drive in, this is a build out. If you look at that front corner, if you're facing the building, if you're on that left-hand side of the building, they want to build out, right? They propose to build out facade. We asked them to put archway doors in. We want it to look like that old traditional firehouse for the museum. And we called the Charleston, but they still have a few stations like that. So they went in and they were like, well, if we have to cut that wall, that's going to be a problem. So if we go out of the facade, this is the facade that we can build working doors. It'll have a driveway area, kind of like a ramp, a pad, where we can push trucks in and out. We rotate our fire trucks in and out if we need to. All right. Right now, the entrance would kind of stay the same. It's going to depend on fundraising, how much money we have. If we raise enough money, we would like to have it designed a little bit more to look kind of similar to kind of balance out that building. Does that make sense? And then here, there's some columns we built to kind of break that up from the driveway into the building, into that entrance way. Kind of a draft idea, something we've been talking about. We've got a lot of people that need to weigh in on this. It may not be the right thing, but there's three columns there. If there were 4 columns there, is that the part where we start talking about the 4 founding fathers of this fire service that Carter has been relieved, our last 100 and some odd officers? You know, the Vinci, the Benny, the Jesse Johnson, and Louis Barons. Those are those four people that we talk about, and mentorship and leadership. It'd be kind of cool to have that as a corner piece as you walk into the building. But something like that. So this is kind of just a brainstorm idea. Give us a picture so we can just say, here's what we want to see as a place. And here's what we need help doing. And try to get those specs to help us out. So that's what you have here before you. You have a shed. You have a building that was built in 1997, I think, is when the guy came in here. Chief Saunders, you may know better than I would. I think for Jeff, it was in that late 90s. This is a hardened facility. It is a. Am I turning one? Is that what I did? I didn't say that. Sorry. But this is a hardened facility. You'll see a generator out back, you see a radio tower, you see all kinds of stuff. In 2015, Chief Holloway in the back out here, he and I worked at Columbia Fire Department in 2015, we were underwater. If it hadn't been for mobilization being staged at the police academy, we'd still be there trying to find where everybody's at. And that's a big city. How cool would it be if this is now a backup staging area for our fire trucks? It's fully capable to be that. We've got plenty of room. We've got classroom at 6,500. We can divide that out and put cots. We've got a space in the back that had a gym in it. It's got a shower. We can expand that and make it even more shower. Obviously, we can call in help for portable stuff, but this gives us options here in the Midlands to be center of the state, ready to roll, not mess up USAR by having all the other units staging it too. We can split things out. So we're excited about that, and some of our pitch that we're making to the state to try to get some funding is based on that concept. It's a big area that we can shelter people, that we can have people available, ready to roll. So without going into crazy details, the building's open. We want you to walk through it. Don't worry about lights, turn the lights on. Just don't pull the safe door shut because we don't have a key and we don't want you to sit there and shut it. What you're staying to. But please walk through the building and get some ideas. Our plan is this, through the executive committee, we've discussed it. Come January, we're gonna have 4 teams that are gonna be working on this project. One team's gonna be a design and construction group. We want to get them involved, we want them to be with the architects, meet with the key people, various committee, executive committee, staff, even talk to some of our local partners about what kind of needs we need for that classroom, to help us get the true design. What's the true look going to be? What's the true setup of the building? We want a finance committee. We want folks that are helping us manage money coming from into the foundation. How are we spending it? How are we budgeting to stay on track? Making sure that we're giving our membership the best bang for their buck, and making sure that we're doing what's right by the people that sponsor and help us work through this. We have a communications team which is led by Brooke, and her guys and gals, Patty and Zach. We hope to have some other folks that's willing to tag in, and we've got some other local vendors and partners that have they have media people that would love to have them tag in too and give us their ideas of what works and what doesn't work. So we're building that team out. And lastly is our campaign team. We don't want anybody to sell. We just want people to give us the right information and the right knowledge so that we can go out and sell. We've got a good story. We've got a story that we can really sell and make get a lot of people to donate to us. We're firefighters. We are the foundation. We're helping firefighters. We're helping burn children. We're building a heritage center to protect our history. So I think it's an easy sell. I think it's something we can do. I know it's something we can do. We just got to all come together and make it happen. And we're looking for anywhere from $10 to $12 million to be able to renovate it the way that we think is respectful in what the state needs. So we're excited about it. The committee has been all on board with it. Willing to help us and give us a lot of latitude as staff to work toward this goal. We've been working on it since 2018, 19, I think. Charlie was in as executive director. So a lot of stuff. Good things can happen with this building. It gives us the ability to do a lot. Many of y'all may have heard a story with Hunter Shaw, quarterback Carolina, that had a heart attack recently. An all-duty firefighter, all-duty police officer, basically saved his life. He's got a big thing going on. They did their first thing. I think what it's called UFC this past weekend. We were telling him about this. He's like, man, that'd be a great place to train people on CPR and ED stuff. Absolutely. That's what we're here. So, welcome to the building. Welcome to your building. It's not ours, it's all of us. It belongs to all of us. Past presidents, y'all got us here. Bought that building we're in 2005. That sound about right? Probably thought it was way too big for it. They thought it was way too big for it because you had set to be 3 buildings at one time, and if you might make 2 or something like that, that went along, part all of it. Paid off in like 7 years. That vision is set. Nothing's changed. We've still got same goals, same vision, same ambition with it. We want to get it up, we want to get it running, we want to get paid for it, and we want to start saying, now what can we do? How can we make it more of a benefit to the community, to South Carolina, and to our leadership? So thank y'all for being here. I'm not making a pitch to give us money, but if you want to, we got a bucket in the back. But this is our goal, and this is our vision, and this is what we've been talking about for quite a few years. So I appreciate this. Let's have a lot of fun today, and if you want to go around and see it, we'd like to show you around.
As far as it is, the groups that we've got identified, we'll kind of push that out after the holidays and get things supposed to be. But some of that's fundraising, some of that's legislative, some of that's architectural, so it's just trying to get that overall vision. Yes, so as we move forward with that, a lot of pieces of that come together. A lot of the agreement out on the short to the strikeout approach. We try to identify talents and relationships to ease those partnerships at the state. with Chris Boyne definitely put on the list of how much he is overall time and whether he's shooting on it or not. But again, a lot of you kind of trickled in the last minute, so as we kind of roll into new business, I'll kind of get our last agenda item before we download everybody controls RPS and new business. Hearing none, just a couple of quick things I want covered. Several then just there we go. So we will be meeting with the North Carolina State Firefighters Association in Charleston. It'll be January 7th and the 9th. So just to kind of a lot of minutes up. Good partnership with that group. See how we can partner on training or any initiative legislative where we seek out how they run their state versus how we run, just share some ideas. So be good that we have to guys there will be the post folks and build that relationship. So we're excited about that opportunity coming up. Again, details of fire service improvement and strategic plan on the develop.c. I just want to take a few minutes to say thank you to all of you, staff, executive committee, all the partners, yes, in the room. We couldn't do what we do. I couldn't do what I do without all of your support. I should have my phone had to raise all points times, but it's good that everybody's all the good news. Most of the times, good things are happening. I just can't say enough how much I appreciate a lot of the leading chairs are just running their committees, work a great job, meeting, pushing forward. A lot of good ideas like you hears and folks. So again, Cook Realty dues are running their purview. Insurance service, there's a lot of great benefits there. Thank you, Chief Cranberry, everything that goes on with that group. We could do what we did without that support. A lot of our meetings and events, a lot of that support from you there. So again, just thank you for everything you do. We're giving today just for the next couple hours to enjoy next states and maybe things to lunch. The helping people, I think we got style up for you. So we're just here to have a good time. There's games and other things kind of getting around here. I think they come out. There's fire kids and stop training. You're welcome to just hang around for a few hours and socialize. It's just a big thank you for all that you've done. So please stay actively or part of staff members or myself before you leave. I have a Christmas gift for you all that they need to give to you before you leave. So I know some of you mentioned you got a slide over there, Lisa. Please be with us those before you leave. We'll get you that. Anything that I'm forgetting?
Yes, sir. Yeah. Just wasn't 10% credit in here. Where's
We're over the back bridge.
yeah, some of these couple of you and a couple other like for
Yeah, carry up to our step. We'll get some there.
You said
Yeah, it's easier about today. I think that's all that I have. Kids are welcome to come and go around. Hot chocolate, coffee over there. Please take the time to walk through the building if you haven't been in there. But yeah, thanks y'all for being here. Merry Christmas. Here.